Hey guys, and welcome back to That LP Show. The name of the game is Sonic Lost World. Today we will be heading to Frozen Factory. God, I hate ice stages. And you know what? I was thinking about it, and it's not necessarily because of ice physics or the aesthetics of the stages. It's because I've been injured repeatedly over my years on this earth, and now I have parts of my body that are held together by hardware that you can purchase at Home Depot. Damn it. So anyway, of course, whenever I see ice stages, I immediately think winter, as one would, and when I think of winter, I think of cold weather, as one would. Except when I think of cold weather, I think of pain. Anyway, there's a red ring above this capsule. You want to do a double jump very quickly before the capsule disappears, or else you'll be asked out of getting that red ring. So the thing is with these ice stages, of course, are ice physics, which are a pain in the ass in any platformer that you play, but they're particularly frustrating here in Sonic Lost World. So, the thing with these ice physics is when you are running, of course, it is hard to control him, but when you're running and you jump, Sonic goes into this pirouette jump, and when he does that, you pretty much lose all control of him. Also, the homing attack is completely disabled, so if you're running on ice and you're jumping towards an enemy, you're not going to be able to homing attack them because Sonic's going to go into this weird little pirouette. So you constantly have to keep it in the forefront of your mind that when you're running on ice and you need to jump, you need to release the run button immediately before jumping so you can do a normal jump and then activate the homing attack if needed. The ice physics in this game were a major point of contention, especially between a lot of reviewers when this game first came out. I know some call me Johnny didn't particularly care for them because they were so unwieldy. Clement, on the other hand, you know, he was one of the ones who came out and said, hey, you know, it's not that bad if you're not holding the run button the entire time, you know, so, you know, those wonky physics, they are optional. You can release the run button if you don't want to deal with them. However, I can kind of see where Johnny's coming from at this point, because it's not exactly like the game really explains that to you. It's something that you really have to figure it out. You know, but there, you can go back and watch when I first stepped onto the ice. A tutorial icon does not appear when you're on the ice for the first time. So, you know, no, the game doesn't explain it to you. You have to figure it out. And you could say something like, oh, well, that means the game's not holding your hands. That's all well and good. Old school games were like that too. However, old school games also had instruction manuals to explain this kind of thing to you. This game, like most modern games today, don't really have instruction manuals. They have little pamphlets in them, little fold-out pamphlets that give you the bare bones basic explanation of controls, and that's about it. Anyway, I forgot to mention that those pistons that were going up and down back there, if you stand too close to them when they come down, you will be hit by a shockwave, so be careful. Also, be careful when grabbing this red ring, because if you miss it and you hit that first speed booster on accident, then you'll end up in this auto sequence right here with no way to go back, so you'll be asked out of that red ring that we just grabbed. Speaking of instruction manuals, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X lately, and that actually comes with a pretty good one. I mean, it's not in paper form. It comes with a pamphlet like any other modern game. The manual's actually digital. It's in the game itself. So, but you can read it on the Wii U gamepad, which means that you can read it on the toilet like I used to do when I was a kid. I can't be the only one who read video game instruction manuals on the toilet, so don't judge me. Also, that parkour section back there, don't be too intimidated by it. There is a red ring on it, but the springs usually guide you in the correct direction in order to get that red ring. Just keep, you know, holding down the analog stick and you'll do just fine.
compensate much?
For what, Sonic? It's a dark void. There's nothing in here.
If you weren't always destroying them, I wouldn't need so
If you weren't always trying to take over the world, he wouldn't need to destroy them. So, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
No problem. Sorry you got stuck with a voice chip that looks like it was built by a 2-year-old.
I think I liked it better when I was trying to destroy you.
Yeah, well, feelings mutual, egg face.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Before we start destroying each other, let's remember why we're working together.
Okay, please remind me.
Tails, we need Eggman to shut down his machine.
And you don't trust me to do it.
What? No.
Okay, so I know a lot of people said that this feels forced, and to be honest, it kind of does, because there wasn't really much of a build-up to it. Tails just kind of exploded in anger, which, you know, is pretty natural considering he's a kid. Kids do that. But to be fair, why does Sonic need Eggman for this? I mean, Tails is a genius. I mean, Sonic knows that Tails is more than capable of running Eggman's equipment and hacking into his computers and what have you. So, yeah, honestly, Tails kind of has a point. Why is Eggman with them? Oh, here we go.
Why are you still here?
I'm just getting ready.
Well, you seem to be taking your time.
Well, you can't rush art.
My time to take now, isn't it?
But what if I told you that you were the only one I trusted to be fast enough,
Oh.
smart enough, and pretty enough
Go on.
to beat the blue nuisance?
Well, I'd say you got the right girl for the job.
Well, that was so easy I almost feel guilty.
So, yeah. That was Xena, who I'm convinced was only put here because at this point, Sega and Sonic Team know what happens to their female characters on DeviantArt. And at this point, just do it for shits and giggles because they think it's funny. Anyway, we are in a Snowball because... yeah, we're in a Snowball. I got no explanation for it. Anyway, you want to hit these billiard balls into all of these holes right here, and then you get a red ring for it. Now, it can be a little tricky. What you want to do is just tilt the control stick over to the side that the billiard balls are on, and you'll knock them in pretty easily. And for the section, that third section where they're on both sides, just don't touch the control stick at all, and you'll just, you know, bump into all of them just fine and knock them all in. And as far as collecting rings and red rings, the way it works is you roll over them in order to make them stick to the snowball, but you don't actually properly collect them until you run through a checkpoint with them. This can actually be very, very, very annoying towards the area where you get the last red ring. And I'll explain why. But anyway, Xena, yeah, as you can probably tell, she's the bitch archetype. She's just very superficial, very full of herself, as evidenced by the scene where she's, you know, taking care to, you know, paint her nails before going out for combat, where she's probably going to try to clot Sonic and ruin those nails, but whatever. Also, you know, very vain, very full of herself. She seems to want to be a movie star or a showgirl. She seems to have aspirations for modeling and being in the spotlight, as evidenced by the spotlights everywhere. And for some reason or the other, a lot of people seem to find her offensive. Now, I could understand being offended by it if she was exhibiting this kind of behavior and if it was her only personality trait, if they were trying to depict a normal human woman, but yeah, hold that thought. This section right here can go fuck itself, because if you don't get all of these billiard balls in, then you're asked out of this red ring, which sucks because it's the last one, and you're immediately thrown into that checkpoint, which means that you'll have to start the entire stage over again. Shit. Okay, well, I was in the middle of saying something, so I'm not going to edit that out. Come on. There we go. All right, we want to spin dash into this guy, and no. Okay, well, if at first you don't succeed, try the same exact thing over and over and over again. As long as we're going insane, we might as well stick to Einstein's definition of it. Come on, this usually works. Okay, I'll let it out if it happens again. Alright, spin dash, keep straight ahead, and you didn't bounce as far that time. Go figure. And I was excited too, because I've never actually managed to get that 5th red ring on my first attempt, and I managed to do it this time only to flub up and get myself killed. But yeah, if you miss that last red ring, you're gonna be flung into that checkpoint and have no way to go back, even if you do kill yourself, so you're gonna have to exit the stage and do the whole damn thing again. Okay, that rant's over. Back on the topic of Xena. Now, I can understand being offended by her characteristics if she was meant to portray your average woman, because, yeah, I mean, not, most women don't behave that way, which, by the way, some do. Some do. Some human women are superficial, two-dimensional bitches. Just like Xena, I've known some. I've had the misfortune of dating some. So, yes, bitches like this do exist, but it is not an accurate portrayal of your average woman. But still, I'm hard-pressed to be offended by this, because she's not a portrayal of an average woman in any way, shape, or form. They're not trying to say that this is what women act like. She's not human. She's a Zeddy. She's a monster. She's evil. You're supposed to fucking hate her. What do you want? She's not supposed to be a likable character. You're supposed to look at her and listen to the things that she's saying. You'll go like, bitch, please, you're not all that in a bag of chips. I'm gonna smack you around. Or I'm gonna, roll my snowball into all of your snowmen until I knock down the very last one and you pop out of it, and then I'm going to roll my snowball into you. And that's how you win. Also, be careful not to hit the bomb ones, because if you hit one of the snowmen with a bomb, then it's going to, cancel out all of those other snowmen. They're going to disappear, and you're going to have to reset, start the cycle all over again. Fortunately, I don't think that there's a way that you can really die in that battle. You can just, be there forever and ever if you, don't manage to hit all the snowmen. Anyway, one of Eggman's best scenes in the entire series coming up, so I'll be quiet.
In your black hearts, you Eggman wannabes!
Whoa!
Your threats are almost as amusing as your mustache. I must commend you on your invention, though. We get stronger and stronger as we leech the life from your dying world.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Where are you gonna live when your world's dead, guys? Oh, right, you've been dead too. Too bad for you.
I will burn your world, you rebellious scum! I will destroy everything you love and make you rot! No!
Boss, your hands!
As long as I can still strangle a Zeddy, my hands are fine.
Rated E10 and up. Seriously though, wow, they would have never allowed that with the 4Kids cast, now would they? Eggman is pissed. By the way, that is how you make a Sonic game edgy without going full retard. Anyway, the Zeddy are threatening the whole world, so now we need to hunt them down and destroy them, and we'll start by hunting down Xena and putting her on ice. But that's going to have to wait until next time. And until next time, thank you for watching That LP Show, and have a one that is good.